Well, frustration has greeted the government's long-awaited review of its Fair Work industrial relations system, which recommended only minor changes. Business groups have called for a radical overhaul, but at least one of them agrees with the government on one point, saying that time is running out for Tony Abbott to detail what he would do to reform the system. Political correspondent Tom Iggulden has more from Canberra.
Tony Abbott's small business tour of Australia took him to Queensland today.
You have to be the highest paid labourer in the room.
With pressure building on the opposition to put some meat on the bones of how real labourers would fare under an Abbott government.
And the longer they wait, then the harder it becomes for them to cure the fear campaign that unions are recklessly running against their possible changes.
But if Tony Abbott's got a major beef with the Fair Work system, he's not letting it show when asked about what changes he'd make to it.
They will be careful, cautious, prudent, responsible changes within the framework of the existing Act.
What the government stands for is clear. What the opposition stands for in workplace relations is a secret. Generalities around using words such as cautious and careful cannot mask forever the lack of detail.
Tony Abbott was drawn into the IR fight today with the release of a review into the Fair Work system. The government says the independent report shows the system isn't having unintended consequences.
The science is in, ladies and gentlemen, and it doesn't show that. It shows, in conclusion, that the objectives of the Act are being met.
The government reviewing the government has decided that the government doesn't have a problem.
Unions cheered the review.
Those people, including some parts of the employer community that want to change the fundamentals of the system, have had their case rejected by this review today.
And the employer community reacted according to script.
Be a bitter disappointment to many in the Australian business community. Demonstrable problems with the operation of these laws. The real issues have been sidestepped.
The report did suggest some minor tinkering, restricting public holiday penalties to just 11 days a year, readjusting long service leave rules in some states, writing in extra workplace flexibility for the carers of disabled people, reducing union powers for new or greenfield resources projects, and allowing more time for unfair dismissal claims to be lodged. But the review left business groups hoping for more drastic action hanging.
It says that there is a flagging productivity rate in Australia, but it does not actually take the hard decisions that are necessary in the national interest to do something about it.
But the government's pointing to a line in the review which says the panel is not persuaded the legislation accounts for this productivity slowdown. The productivity argument may well rage on, but for now the review served its purpose, giving the government an ideal platform to press in on one of Tony Abbott's perceived weak spots. Tom Iggulden, Lateline.